All right, check, check. 1, 2. There we go. Hello, everybody. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures. Welcome in for tonight's edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth. It's Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, and it's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to go ahead and run through what's going on out here. I am going to give people a few minutes to get in. But anyway, I'm broadcasting live tonight from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. And we are broadcasting worldwide on YouTube, on the largest broadcast platform in the world. And we are broadcasting tonight for about an hour. I normally go on for 2 hours. We're going to be talking a lot tonight about some programming changes just temporarily for this next week while I am out of town. Still going to be broadcasting every day. I'm still going to be on, but it's going to be a completely different format. And then we are going to return back exactly to this format the following week. Okay, so I want to make those two things clear. We've got some really crazy stuff coming up where I'm going to be exploring the Smoky and the Blue Ridge Mountains up in North Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. I'm going to meet my buddy Heath up there, and we're going to be doing some stuff together for a few days. And also, we're going to be going to a ham fest on Saturday. I'm going to be broadcasting live from the ham fest. I'm going to show you guys all around the ham fest and what's going on there. Talk about ham radio and things like that. And then I'm going to buy a radio there. I plan to buy a radio there, and then I'm going to be doing POTA all week. Parks on the Air. And I look forward to working that on YouTube so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be talking to people all over the country, potentially even around the world, on a radio that's on my dashboard in my car, an antenna that's either on my car or something I string into a tree. And it's a really cool thing. So anyway, tonight, let's switch on over. Here's our grid view for tonight. And for tonight, I have a lot of people showing the damage from what happened yesterday. So I've got 3 different spots where I'm going to be running different videos in there through the evening. They're going to loop, and then I'll change them out. But I want you guys to see some of the sights and sounds that happened yesterday in Jamaica. When we had landfall of one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes in history, struck a coastline, and that was the southern coastline in western Jamaica. And we've gotten word back that the damage is very bad. Lots of help coming from lots of different nations and places around the world, and so there's a lot going on. I do have a complete news roundup for the storm, where it's going, where it's been, what it's doing, and I also have a town by town what's going on in Jamaica. And I'm going to go through each town in eastern Jamaica, or western Jamaica, I'm sorry. I'm going to go through each town, and I'm going to tell you what's going on in each town. And that's how we're going to handle that. We still got the Hurricane Watch Net up. I do believe it is still active. I'm going to go ahead. It's time. I'm going to switch it to night mode. Okay, it's now in night mode, and we should be able to hear. I believe they're on there talking right now. Let's see what we got. 6. Nothing. That's weird. Nope, there's nothing out. right, that's the Hurricane Watch Net. They are still up. I had to go reset the audio. I'm glad I looked at that. All right, there we go. You can see the waterfall now. And there's been something operating right off of that frequency the entire time this has been going on. I don't know what's going on here in the ham radio. Maybe you might know what that is, but there's a signal you can see to the left there of our main signal. And it makes it hard to hear what the Hurricane Watch Net's even saying. So anyway, we'll check back in on that here in just a few minutes, but I did switch it to 40 meters, so we are on the night mode right now. 40 meters works much better at night. 20 meters works better during the day, and that's how that works. All right, let me get my chat room up so I can see what's going on here. It's the last thing I got to do here. All right, we got a crowd coming in. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Victor, Bill, Magoo, Manor, thank you for being here. Red, thank you for being here. Sue, Heath. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna do some live broadcasting from up there. It's gonna be good. I'll be there. I'm coming. I'm not near ready. I got a list of things I have to do tomorrow. I'm getting up at the crack of dawn. If she hangs around all night, we'll see. But I'm going to get up early and I'm going to go and I'm going to hit it, dude. I'm going to get an oil change in the car. I got to run down to Naples and see a client. I got to take this all this bull crap apart. I'm taking a lot of it with me. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to tear apart and take with me and pack up. There's probably about 2 hours here of just packaging all my equipment up for the road, so I'll be able to edit video and things like that up there. I don't know if I'll be able to broadcast from the cabin. It all depends on how good an internet connection I can get with the box, that white box that you saw over there. I gotta get it set up. We got an antenna up in the tree and everything else. It's kind of crazy. So anyway, and my co-host tonight is Mama Bleep. Say hi, Mama Bleep. She don't talk much. She's very quiet co-host. And anyway, so we're looking right now at just some rolling video that was taken either during the storm or after the storm. I've marked everything that's not live as earlier, and so you guys can see that. And we are trying to, I'm trying to bring you the sights and sounds of Earth here. Now, I am leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving Friday morning pre-dawn. So let's talk first. I'm going to get into the news in just a minute. Bear with me, but let's talk first. Let's see here. What did you say? Yeah, what do you mean? Like, dial it down a little bit on the frequency? I mean, I'm right on frequency. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. It's all right. They're going to end the thing in the morning anyway. Next time I'll have that even set up even better than we got it this time. All right, and by the way, I did really good this last 3 days on Super Chats, and I want to announce that I have raised enough money to build my entire next supercomputer. And so next month, when that money comes in, as promised, it's going to get rolled back in. I am replacing this amazing supercomputer that I built 3 years ago with a computer that I'm going to build now. I'm going to dump quite a bit of money into it. I'm going to use PC Part Picker. It's going to have 7 monitors. And the way I'm going to set it up, I'm going to end up moving this system here that I'm using down, and it's going to be there, like a whole second console over there. And then those computers are going to be filed back in over here. I'm going to have to really hang up some more monitors, and it's going to be quite a bit of work, but But I now have enough money to buy the serious video card that I need that has 7 outputs. I'm going to need to buy a gaming platform motherboard. And I want to buy the best chip I can afford to get. I mean, I want a very good computer system. And then that will replace this system that I'm on right now, which is actually doing really good. But I just wanted to let you know that's where I'm at. Uh, so I did raise enough money on super chats that I can go ahead and I am building the next super machine. I'm probably going to either do some of it live, or I'm going to record it and I'll put it up. I haven't done any videos lately because I've been so busy with mom, with this broadcast, with that broadcast, and with about 5 other things going on in my life, and everything, and working on my car and all this. I've just been so busy, I haven't been able to produce any videos. I really haven't. So I'm going to get back to doing some more of the production type videos. I've put out hundreds of them. They don't get that near as many views as my live news shows do, but I think it's important to put out some different things. Hey, Dominic CQ. Hey, Canna Club, BJ's. Hey, everybody. Hey, Northern Grace, Jungle Jordy. Thank you guys all for being here. Junior, of course, thank you for being here. And we got a bunch of folks in tonight. I said Red, and then Three Pistols, 7, Northern Grace, Hans May. There's a bunch of folks in here tonight. Thank you, everybody. Sue. Yeah, and we're doing the road trip now Friday, about 11 or 12 o'clock. I don't know, somewhere around there. We're going to see where I'm at. I'm going to go live, and I'm going to do like a 3-hour live on the road. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to do it while I'm going to start it right around Macon, Georgia. And I want to make sure I'm live when I go through Atlanta. I want you guys to see that. For those of you who have never drove through the bowels of the beast, I'm going to take I-75 right through the middle, shields up, red alert, load the torpedo bays, and I'm going to go right through there, and I will be by myself, so I can't take the HOV lane, which I do a lot of times when I have a car full of people. But that's okay. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do 85 in the 55, and I'm going to show you how everybody's passing me and blowing the horn. You're going to laugh. It's going to be funny. Anyway, it's one of those little weird quinky dinks on Earth where the speed limit's 55 and everybody does 95. Anyway, so I'm going to do a live drive on Friday in the afternoon, and then I'm probably going to go live from the cabin, maybe towards evening, if I can get internet, if it's stable. But when I go live from up there, it's just going to be me talking to you. I'm not going to be able to put up a bunch of screens or any of that. So that's kind of part of what I'm going to tell you guys tonight. We're going to lose this multi-screen format for about 11 days. I'm just letting you know. It is what it is. I got to have a vacation. It's a working vacation because I'm going to broadcast every day. I'm still going to try to go on at night for an hour and do news, talk to you guys. I've got my tablet. I'm going to pull the news all up on there, and I'll be able to go live. Even if I have to go live on my phone, and then just use my tablet to reference the news or whatever out on the porch, that's what I'm going to do. Whatever it takes so that I can still come on every night at 9 o'clock. I'm going to try to do that. We're going to see how it goes. What you doing, Mama? See her tongue hanging out? Did you guys see it? She's bleeping right now. Yep, I-75 and I-85 join up for a while right in the middle. And it's a little confusing, and it's a little bit of a thrill. See, at Disney, you have to pay for a ride like that. Hey, Deploribus. Oh, man. Hey, Jess and Splits Magic. Welcome in, guys. Dominic, welcome in. I think I already said hi, Dominic, but that's all right. I'm allowed to say hi twice, right? Right, Kitty? There you go. There you go. Show them how you're bleeping. Look at the camera over there. Not me, the camera. Anyway. All right, so we're going to go... We're going to be talking about Jamaica here in just a minute. And then after that, we're going to just do basic news. And then I'm going to be signing off early tonight because I have a very early morning and a long day tomorrow. I'm leaving at 4 a.m. in the morning on Friday. We did all the timing over the years. We've owned this cabin for 35 years, my family, and now I own it myself. And we love this place. It's north of Blairsville, Georgia, right on the North Carolina line. And what's really neat is over the years, we've left it every time in the world. I've left at 2 in the afternoon. I've left at 2 in the morning. I've left at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. And you know what we find? 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is the best time, both coming and going. And the reason, because when you leave here and you head up, or if you leave there and you head back, it puts you in an advantage. It puts us here just past Tampa when 6 a.m. traffic starts. When you're coming south on the way home, it puts you just south of Atlanta right when the traffic starts at 6 a.m. So, you know, it's the best of both worlds. You get the first 2 hours knocked out during dark when there's nothing going on. And then the sun comes up and you're good to drive for the rest of the day. You've knocked it out. And then you're home. I do the trip in about 10 to 11 hours, depending on if I stop and do videos or do different things. But normally 10 and a half hours, I do the trip. So that means I leave at 4 in the morning. I get up there at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I still have hours to check my cabin, fix anything that's wrong. If I have to drive into the hardware store, whatever I got to do. So we've been leaving for 10 or 12 years now. We've been leaving at 4 a.m. in the morning, both ways. It's a bitch, but hey, you know what? Well, you find a way to do it to where it works best for you, you know? All right, so what I'm going to do is while I'm up there, we're gonna do the drive on Friday, the Hamfest on Saturday, and then Sunday. And there may not be 9 o'clock shows on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday. I may come on for a little while. We'll see how it goes. No promises this week. I will come on every day with something. Okay, so what we're gonna do is starting on Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure. We're gonna be working on my car one day, so I'm probably gonna do a live while we're working on my car. But we're going to be working on my car over at his house. And other than that one day, we're going to go do POTA. I'm going to go do POTA. We're going to drive all over North Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. I'm going to drive all over the place. And we are going to do POTA parks. And I'm going to drive in. I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to get out. I'm going to walk around and show you the park and show you the waterfall and the lake and show you everything and talk about it and read the signs and do all the stuff. And then we're going to go over and we're going to turn the radio on and we're going to activate that park on POTA, Parks on the Air. And we're going to start talking on our HF radio, and we're going to talk to people all over the place. I mean, all over. We can talk all over the world with that little radio, with one of those radios. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. That's where I'm at with that. And so I'm going to do that a lot that week. We'll be doing some lives and some recordings, because here's the problem. A lot of places up there do not have stable internet. So we're going to test the internet. If it works, we're going to do a live. If it doesn't work, I say I or we, because Heath will be with me part of the week. Part of the week I'll be on my own. So it's going to be cool. I've never been up in the mountains all by myself for a week. It's going to be kind of interesting. But I plan on spending it doing what I love, which is driving around the mountains and exploring and showing other people the beauty of that area of the world. I believe that the mountainous area up there in North Georgia, in North Carolina, and Tennessee, that specific area right there, for some reason, it is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And the energy is just wonderful there, and everything is great. And so we bought a cabin up there 35 years ago. It's a funny story. I'll tell you the really short version because I want to get to the news. But I brought home, I checked out a laptop from the EOC so that I could come home and dial into the EOC and show my mom and dad the internet for the first time. And my mom I asked her, I said, what would you look at on the internet? What would you want to look at on the internet? She goes, I want to see how much cabins cost in the mountains. And I looked up cabins in the mountains, and the cabin we're in right now came up. And my mom was like, let's go buy that. I want to. And my mother's not a spontaneous person. I was so surprised. My dad was shocked. But anyway, we'll leave that there. And we bought that cabin, and we've owned it for 35 years. So it's been kind of amazing. There you go. Gator Fitz and Ron, lots of folks coming in. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Jess T. Yep, that's my cute little mama kitty. She's something else. All right, let's talk about what we got going on here. All right, so, oh, that's not even. What in the hell? I just lost all of my stuff. Damn it. Give me just 1 second. Um, I had all this stuff put in already and I had it all ready to go, but I didn't move it over to a document. I just left it in like ChatGPT. I'm using Grok. I just left it in Grok. I don't try to fool you guys. I do a lot of research every day in the news, so by the time I get home, we've already done 3 hours of news at work. But when we didn't cover this because it's one of those things. But we use ChatGPT. I use Grok. I use different things to. I use AI to do all of the thumbnails and everything else that we do. So, all right, guys, on the screen right now, if it says earlier, these are rotating videos from earlier. The one center right is actually my feed from Starship After Dark. And over there, we are currently monitoring the. Is it? I don't know why that computer's starting to have some issues. Why are you licking the keyboard? All right. So anyway, up to upper right there is just some information there, and the one above me and the one in the center. Those are live right now in Kingston. That's showing you the current conditions in Kingston, and the one in the center top. That is the only camera I could find tonight out of the Bahamas, where they're about to be hit by Melissa, which is not near the storm it was a few days ago. Yeah, that camera's down. I tried to look for that camera and I couldn't find it on the stream. Let me check again. It might be on this rotator, but I don't know that it's even working. But I'm gonna replace that top thing out because I don't know who that guy is. All right, so there we go. That's it might come up on the on this 4 pack here, but I'm not sure. Um, I just read a headline that the flat bridge is gone. Um, I'll see if I can get some info on that. Stand by. All they need's Ron DeSantis. They could have that thing back open in 4 or 5 days. Yeah, that bridge cam is not coming up. I don't believe it's live anymore. No, it's not. It's not live right now, so I have no idea. Let me go over here and see. Um, okay. Okay, here's what I'm getting. This is subject to error, but here's what I'm getting. Jamaica's iconic flat bridge, a historic stone arch structure spanning. Are you going to lick that right now? Spanning the Rio Cobra River near Spanish Town, built in the 18th century and known for frequent flooding, was eventually and severely impacted by Hurricane Melissa, but it does appear to have physically survived intact, though it is rendered unusable due to extreme flooding. It could be the bridge remains and the approaches are washed out. It says flooding extent during the storm's landfall. The bridge was completely submerged by rapid rising floodwaters from torrential rains. Time lapse video shows water rising from visible flow beneath the bridge, fully engulfing it within hours, turning the invisible under the water. No reports indicate collapse or major damage to the bridge foundation or arches post storm. Central Jamaica, including the Flat Bridge area, experienced heavy debris and road blockage, but assessments focused on submersion rather than destruction. As the October 29th, it remains closed for safety reasons, with cleanup ongoing to clear sediment and debris. The hurricane caused unprecedented flooding across eastern and central parishes, displacing wildlife. There's actually a crocodile warning right now in Kingston, apparently. Never heard of a crocodile warning before, but that sounds like something you'd get in Australia. In its while western areas like Black River saw total devastation. Do you guys remember I talked to you about Black River, and we're going to get into this in just a minute. I told you guys that place is effed, okay? It moved up and went just to the left of them, and they ended up taking the 185. I'm telling you, that area, there's not going to be anything left, because not only did they get 185 coming in, they got a 20-foot surge, and they got 20 something inches of water coming down in rain. I don't know how anything survives that. Anyway, they're going to be clearing, inspecting, and then reopening that bridge is what they're hoping to do. Okay, so that's where we're at on that. The Hurricane Melissa leaves Jamaica devastated with widespread flooding and power outages. Right now, 53,000 Jamaicans are without electricity, affecting every region with blocked roads and downed power lines. St. Elizabeth Parish is largely underwater, trapping numerous families in their homes, with rescue teams working to reach survivors. The storm made landfall as a Category 5, a very serious 185 mile an hour Category 5 near New Hope, with winds of 185 and a 13-foot storm surge. That's what they've got confirmed so far. Melissa devastates, let's see, approximately 15,000 people are sheltered across the island with logistical challenges delaying air distribution at ports. The capital, Kingston, avoided the worst of the storm, but western areas face severe impacts from flooding and structural damage. Starlink has offered emergency internet coverage to support communication in affected regions. They drop those things in, and they are a godsend because they'll get us back in. We can see what's going on out there, and we can have people have contact with their families. Death toll rising in Jamaica amid the path of Melissa. They are pleading for people to donate blood at this point. Jamaica's health ministry saying they are short on blood and they need it. At least 4 bodies recovered in St. Elizabeth Parish, with the UN describing damage as unprecedented. An infant girl died in St. James Parish when a tree fell on her home during the storm. The U.S. prepares aid for storm-hit Jamaica as Melissa undermath unfolds. President Trump confirmed today U.S. readies to provide disaster relief, including military assistance for Jamaica. Up to 8,000 British citizens remained stranded due to airport closures across the island. Internet connectivity dropped to 42% of normal levels, complicating recovery coordinating efforts. Most of the internet that's down is on the left side of the island. So when they say, when they say 42%, only 42% of the island has internet, basically. Well, that's the far right 42%. That's not where the storm hit. People kept saying yesterday, and it was driving me nuts. They kept saying, I don't see any really bad winds. I don't see any really bad damage. It's like, do you think there's 180 mile an hour winds coming on shore? Do you think there's any cameras there that are still online? The cameras we're showing you are 80 or 90 miles away from the storm because that's the only cameras that yet survive because the storm is so bad. So, photos reveal Hurricane Melissa's fury. Roofs torn off of schools in Jamaica. Parts of the roof of the St. Elizabeth Technical School were ripped completely away by the powerful winds. Flooding overwhelmed shelters, displacing additional residents in coastal areas. Cleanup efforts began at damaged restaurants and homes as rains are subsiding in the southwestern areas of Jamaica right now. At least 4 fatalities have now been reported in the Black River town, described as totally destroyed by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. If you guys recall, I told you Black River, there will be nothing left of Black River. And that prediction, I believe, unfortunately, has come true. They got Eastern Iowa. They got Eastern Iowa. They got, for extended time, they got onshore wind, 180, 100, gusts to 200, and it piled the water in, and the rain came down, and all that rain's coming down the mountains. All that salt water is being pushed in from the coast. It all has nowhere to go but up, okay? This is draining, and it can't because this is coming in. And right in the middle of the whole thing, you got 185 mile an hour winds running across the top of it. It is unsurvivable conditions. If anybody stayed down there, I can't believe, they're going to find them. It's going to be bad. I don't know. Let's hope that the Jamaicans are extremely resilient, very hurricane smart. They may not have everything just as nice as some other places or whatever, but I'm going to tell you something. They know hurricanes, man. They do this. This is what they do down there. So I take solace in the fact that they're more prepared than a lot of other places in the world, but that's still this is just an amazingly devastating storm. The impact of this storm is going to be the same or worse right there in that town right there in Black River. The damage there will be worse than what we saw in Andrew. And Andrew, it was complete. It was complete damage. Everything, there was nothing left. They're still getting wind gusts down there right now because the storm's exiting. But they've been trying all day to get out there and find people alive or dead. The U.S. disaster response team was already there, and they're on the way or whatever. They're in the process of becoming available there. The Prime Minister declares Jamaica a disaster zone. The entire area is declared a disaster area following Category 5 landfall. Dozens of urban search and rescue personnel from the U.S. are deploying to Jamaica. Airlifts of food and water are planned for remote areas cut off by flooding. It says much of St. Elizabeth Parish, which is home to over 150,000 people, remains completely underwater post-storm. The Emergency Operations Center in Black River was damaged, immobilizing police rescue units. Vehicles overturned and power lines down across southwestern coastal communities. Jamaica's incalculable damage from Melissa. Major flooding has left homes underwater and rivers overflowing in affected parishes. Preliminary reports confirm at least the one child death, the 4 adult deaths, plus the 3 preliminary ones before. U.S. aid deployed was delayed by government shutdown, but is now mobilizing FEMA support. I can't buy that. Let's see here. Category 5 hurricane devastates Jamaica. Evacuation efforts saved thousands. They're crediting the evacuation orders and things like that. But they're saying the damage to the infrastructure, water, sewer, power, communications, phone lines, cable lines, all that, it is devastated. It's just devastated. And they don't have, like we have in Florida, like I said, after Ian, I'd walk outside and there'd be electric trucks from Tennessee with Tennessee tags on them. I go, what's up, guys? You know, they came down from Tennessee to put our power back on. And then when they got that big storm up there, all of our power companies sent trucks. They got in big convoys and they headed down the road. They don't have that in Jamaica. Now, the good news is the side of Jamaica that's more populated and has more of the resources for Jamaica was not damaged that bad. So hopefully there's a lot of help already on the island making its way over to the left side. Okay, Hurricane Melissa also has left 25 people dead in Haiti. The damage in Haiti is widespread. Remember, those folks have deforested their country, and it's just basically mud huts and mud mountains and mud slides, and it gets pretty bad there. Jamaica reports structural collapse and landslides in hilly regions. Power restoration is prioritized for hospitals and emergency services. It says the Haiti tourism sector has been hit hard. Does anybody know anybody that vacations in Haiti? Just asking. Anyway, destruction of Jamaica after Melissa's landfall. Drone footage reveals the scale. And we said there's a little bit of this right there in that lower right clip. There's some drone footage going on there. Jamaica reels from apocalyptic hurricane. There's a lot of concern right now on the scale and the amount of devastation and the scale. I think the death toll in Jamaica, I'm telling you guys, this is not really explicitly spelled out anywhere. I'm telling you, we're probably going to be a lot higher than where we're at right now. They haven't found them yet, and everybody doesn't know where everybody's at. They got to, eventually they'll figure it out and they'll know who's missing. Let's see here. Well, welcome in, guys. You guys are always welcome. Jess and Gator Fitz. We are here. We're here pretty much every night. Like I said, I'm going on vacation for a week, but I'm still going to try to be coming on all the time, the whole time I'm gone. So it's a working vacation. I'm also going to be working on my cabin and winterizing and working on my car. Let's see here. Coco, welcome in. Thank you very much for being here. Um, yep, they have a mutual aid order. That's correct, and it's they call it a bunch of different things, but it's a mutual aid understanding between the power companies, and that's why we can get a storm like Ian, and within 3 weeks, everybody's got electricity back. Every home that can be hooked back up. They had power running back down the beach after 3 or 4 weeks, all the way down the beach. They were running down the side streets. A lot of the houses couldn't hook back up because they were all tore up, but at least the power was quick to return, and that's because the help comes down, and then all the money pools up, and they figure out who owes what. Anyway, yeah, the Black River is about the epicenter. See, it hit a little further away, but Black River was just to the right of the center, and that's where the worst of it comes in, and that's what's happened. Let's go city by city. Oh, I gotta pull this up. That's right. Okay, hold on. Give me just 1 second. All right, there we go. Let's try this. All right, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, Heath, it's definitely going to come up. I hate to say it. I mean, it's one of those things you don't want to happen. But um, well, Gator, that's the thing. After 9/11, I went to Tampa and sat and waited. There's just there was 70, 80,000 firefighters on this list around the country, and they needed about 300. So a lot of firemen didn't never got to leave their hometown or never got to leave their region to go to 9/11. We all wanted to go. We all had it in our heart and in our brain. We had to go. We had to go. But the truth was, they didn't need any of us. The help was readily available from everywhere. They were telling guys, they were pulling guys out of there that had not registered, and then registering them and sending them right back in again. I mean, all the help they got, they got all the help they needed, really, because every fireman in the country was trying to get there to help. And they told us, if you show up there, you will not be allowed to help. You have to go through your department, and you have to do this. Well, our department sent people, but they only made it as far as Tampa. It was one of those things, and that's kind of the same thing here in Jamaica. Everybody's already sending the people that they've got trained to do this, and the problem is, a lot of times with disasters like this, every rescuer you send there, that's someone else you have to feed. You have to get, you know, crap out of it with a porta potty, and you've got to deal with them, and you've got to billet them, and you've got to do all these things with them there. Where, you see what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you don't want any more people in a disaster area than you absolutely need to be there. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, flat bridge fully submerged. It is believed to have survived, though. Roads blocked, boulders and debris. 200 plus homes flooded, 15 schools damaged, roofs torn off. Power outages for 45,000 residents, 2 bridges collapsed nearby. Kingston, the capital, in St. Andrew. Minimal structural damage, but widespread flooding in low-lying areas. 10,000 without power, crocodile sightings in the flooded streets. Airport operational but delayed. 5 shelters housing 2,500 people. Port Antonio in Portland. Landslides buried 50 homes. Coastal surge damage, 20 fishing boats destroyed. Banana plantations destroyed, 80% crop loss or more. One fatality from falling tree. Roads to reach the town are completely impassable. Morant Bay, St. Thomas. River overflows, flooded 300 homes. 3 schools uninhabitable. Power lines down across 60% of the town. 1 bridge washed completely away. 800 residents evacuated. Sewage contaminating the streets. Anoto Bay. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Anoto Bay, St. Mary. Flash flood submerged the market and all 150 homes. Landslides blocked the main highway. Help is not able to reach the town. 4 injured from debris. Water supply cut off. 1,200 in shelters. Buff Bay in Portland. Torrential rains caused mudslide, destroying 40 homes. River breach flooded town center. 2 roads fully eroded away. Completely impassable. Agricultural losses, at least 70% of coffee. Kitty, you're blocking my screen there, 70% of the coffee and the Keiko farms are wiped out. Old Harbor in St. Catherine. Coastal flooding damaged 100 homes and fishing piers. Salt ponds contaminated. Power outage for 20,000. 2 fatalities from vehicles that have been swept into the river. Linstead, St. Catherine. Market area flooded. 80 business waterlogged. Landslide on main road. 500 homes affected. Impassable area. E. coli warning in drinking water. Highgate, St. Mary. River flooding isolated 200 farms. 90% crop destruction. 15 homes collapsed from wind landslides. Rescue boats deployed for 300 stranded residents currently. Yalas, St. Thomas. Salt ponds overflowed, flooding 250 acres of farmland. 50 homes underwater. Power restoration delayed 48 hours. Disease outbreak risks from stagnant water. Summary. Total east side impacts 25,000 displaced, 8 confirmed deaths, 500 million plus so far in preliminary damages, aggregated from different bulletins and everything that's coming out of Reuters and all that kind of stuff. And I still did not see, did I see Montego Bay? I still don't think I saw. Oh, we'll see here. Okay. All right, Montego Bay. As you guys know, the storm moved towards Montego Bay right at the last minute, in the last hours. and it's really damaged it. Montego Bay, Jamaica's primary tourism hub in St. James Parish on the northwest coast, was severely impacted by Hurricane Melissa's eyewall passage yesterday. As Category 5 storm with 185-mile-an-hour winds, it caused widespread structural devastation, flooding, and disruptions. Though no confirmed deaths in the Montego Bay area have been reported specifically, recovery efforts are underway, with the mayor emphasizing no loss of life. And below is a summary of detailed damages. Let's see here. Infrastructure. The Sangster Airport, International Airport, MBJ, suffered extensive damage, including potentially disabling impacts from wind and debris. Closed indefinitely, and they're possibly going to clear it and reopen it just for relief flights, possibly by the 30th, by tomorrow, with commercial operations delayed for months. Roads blocked by fallen trees, debris, and uprooted poles. Cleanup crews clearing the path. This is all for Montego Bay. This is a big place. A lot of people have been to Montego Bay. You may have only been to Jamaica once. You probably went to Montego Bay. It's the big tourist town. Hotels and tourism. Catastrophic damage to resorts, including Hotel Catalonia. Roof was ripped completely off. Ceilings collapsed. Debris strewn in rooms. The Grand Palladium, Northwest Tip in ruins. Luxury hotel like Rue reported surface flooding and lockdowns. 25,000 tourists stranded, including 8,000 British citizens. Evacuating now via military flight starting tomorrow. Tourism sector faces billions in losses. Let's see. Barnett and Montego Bay rivers overflowed, flooding streets, farmlands, and coastal areas. Satellite images show muddy debris plumes offshore and inundated neighborhoods. Roofs torn off homes, businesses, and sites like the Chiabad Montego Bay. A widespread uprooted trees and power poles affecting tens of thousands. No casualties have been reported again in the Montego Bay area, and that was just recently confirmed by Mayor Richard Vernon. Hundreds are displaced and in shelters, and it's going to be months of cleanup. Tourism-dependent economy hit hard, donations pouring in. Miami Heat's already given $1 million to Western Jamaica. Risks of disease from the floodwaters is a rising concern. All right, so there you go. Any questions? I'm going to check the chat room now. They're going to clear the runways on that airport, but the terminal's shot. But they're going to be able to get the runway clear, and hopefully we can get flights in. And that's a big. If you can get your flights right into the affected area, that's always the best. When you have to fly it in 70 miles up the road, and then you have to drive it down in trucks, that makes for a logistical nightmare. Kitty, you're moving the mouse all over the place. You're going to take me off the air. You know that? You're going to take me right off the air. Yeah, and I'm going to tell him you did it when it happens. I'm going to tell him you did it when it happens. Okay, yeah, that's the best way to do it, is watch on your TV and then chat with your phone. That's a great way to do it. And then if there's something else going on, you can always watch something else with your other devices too. But this works best on the big TV. There's not a lot to watch tonight. I am showing some loops of some earlier stuff. And we're watching the wind blow some weeds around and stuff like that. So there's not a lot to watch tonight. Some nights we have crazy stuff to watch, and other nights we don't. So there you go. I am going to be clearing early tonight. I'm going to be watching the chat room. If anybody has anything you want me to cover or mention, I want to go over real quick one more time. Normally we're on every night at 9 p.m. for this show, The Sights and Sounds of Earth. This will be the last Sights and Sounds of Earth for 11 days. Then we return on Monday night. Okay, we return on Monday night on I'm sorry. Let me look here. Monday the 10th. Okay, so tonight's the last night. Monday the 10th, we'll be back with a Sights and Sounds of Earth right from here in the studio. During the space of time between now and then, I'm going to be on vacation, but I have to go. I'm going up by myself. I don't have a lot to do. I'm going to do a lot of ham radio and a lot of YouTube. I got to fix my cabin and work on my car, and I need to get out of here for a week. I'm going buggy. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a working week. I'm going to be working with you guys. I'm going to be doing a lot of YouTube. Here's my tentative schedule right now. Live drive on Friday. There'll be no show tomorrow night. I'm leaving at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm getting up at 3 a.m. There'll be a live drive sometime right around lunchtime on Friday, on Halloween Day. There'll be a live drive around 5, and we'll take it from there. Saturday, we're going to be at a ham fest. I'm going to go live from the ham fest. I'm going to talk to you guys, let you know what's going on, tell you all about ham radio, the ham fest, and all that. Then on Sunday through the following week, I'm going to take you with me everywhere I go. If the internet doesn't work, I'll record it and I'll put it up. I'm going to bring my big computer for editing and everything I need so that I can keep videos going. Things are going really good right now for the channel. I really want to keep the content up as much as possible, so I'm gonna do this while I'm actually on vacation. I love doing this. It's kind of recreation for me too, so it's good. And then at the end on Sunday, when I'm finally on the way home, on Sunday the whatever it is, what would that be? Sunday the 9th. I'll be doing some live driving on the way home. So I got all that set up too. So that'll be fun. But this is, like I said, this is the last Sights and Sounds for 10 or 11 days. And then I'll be back on that Monday. I still will be coming on. I may still come on at 9 o'clock. I'm going to try to come on every night at 9 o'clock for an hour and just talk to you guys and say hi and tell you what's going on the trip and everything else. However, I won't be able to do this multi-screen format thing, I don't think, because I'm up there on a wireless internet connection with a cell phone company. Okay, so it just won't work. So that's where I'm at. I'm just letting you guys know. So, still going to be on a lot, daytime and evenings. Going to do POTA stuff. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, Jerry, I'm going to be doing POTA, Parks on the Air. And I think Parks on the Air is probably the best thing that's ever happened to ham radio. I mean, other than maybe solid state technology or the computer, I think it's the best thing that, or the cheap Chinese radios. I think it's the best thing that's happened to ham radio. Well, Gator, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that, but I do really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. But yeah, Parks on the Air is a really cool thing. If you guys are, if you are interested in what Parks on the Air is, here's the website. Thanks again, Gator Fits. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. There's the website for you, and you guys can check it out. And maybe you can consider getting your own ham radio license. If you're up in the North Georgia mountains somewhere, get in contact with me. I'd love to meet up with you one day and do radio. I'm going to be up there. I'm going to meet any of my viewers that I can run into up there. Yeah, Jerry, I don't do much on Facebook. I do have a Discord, but also, you can watch on POTA. Put my call sign in the POTA website, and you'll see when I come up on there. Or you can maybe use the PSK Reporter. I don't know if it'll come up on there, but I know with POTA, if you go on POTA and put my call sign in, it'll let you know if I'm up. And it'll tell you right where I'm at, and then we can talk on the HF. It'd be fun. Anyway, and I'm going to be broadcasting me talking on the radio live. You're going to get to see it and hear it and see who we can contact and everything else. It's going to be a lot of fun. And they're restricting motorhomes up in the mountains. That I find that the building codes and all the restrictions and laws and stuff are very lax up there. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm old. I don't know all these new terms. See, in my day, FB was Facebook. I'm sorry. I love that. uh, yeah, the ARRL is always missing the mark, and nothing's changed there. But don't get me started. I have no love for the ARRL, and you guys can see that in my videos because I don't do a lot of video hating, but I do on the ARRL. Oh my goodness. Well, okay, yeah, you got my call sign. My email address, by the way, is my call sign. I have another one I give out in here when we're sending links and stuff, but my regular email is my call sign at gmail.com. Yeah. But I have that other one that's like Starship Adventures channel, I think, at Gmail. That one is just, that's for viewer comments, and that's for when people are sending me links where videos are and stuff like that. That's what that one's for. All right, so. Yeah, not a big ARRL fan. When we get to the Hamfest, Heath, I'll walk around that table. I won't go over there because I'll go over there and start arguing with them. And I don't want to cause a scene, you know. Because I actually I like to have a fun day. I don't like to be all negative or anything. So I'll just stay away from them. Did you see the budget for the ARRL? They pay that goon that's the president like 200 or 300. I think they pay him $300,000, 340. I think this year, $340,000 for some shithead to run some non-for-profit, what used to be a volunteer organization. They now spend $3 or $4 billion with a billion on crazy shit like salaries. It's crazy what you see what they spend. I can't get over the money that ARRL gets and spends. And I tell people all the time, don't send those crooks your money. They're not lobbying. They haven't lobbied in 20 years. They don't care about the bandwidth going away. They don't care about none of that. It's all just a self-fulfilling prophecy type of thing where they're there doing it because they're there doing it. And I've never really I never really see the ARRL just getting anything right. They miss the mark every time. Yeah, the Red Cross, there's another one. Yeah, they do good work, but the place is a scam because so much of the donated money ends up in pockets of people that make way too much money. Look, if you work for the Red Cross or you work for the ARRL, and because you work there because you love it, right? You work there because why would we need to pay you $200,000 or $300,000 to be the CEO of something that used to be a volunteer thing? You're supposed to be doing it as a labor of love, but it's turned into a business. Hi, Kitty. It's turned into just a business. It's not supposed to be, but it is. And yeah, volunteers end up doing almost all of the work, and these other people that are getting paid make huge salaries, and I don't know where they do anything. You know, I tried to join. I started a little club, had about 10 guys. We were trying to join up with them. They would not even return my phone calls, man. That's what really got me started on the ARRL. And then I started realizing it's all a facade. I'd show up at events. I'd show up at field days. I'd show up at a few smaller ham fests. I never met anybody from the ARRL. I've never talked to anybody from there. I've never met anybody from there. But when you read their shit, there's two things they lie about all the time: how they're everywhere all the time, and they're always everywhere. So you can see them everywhere because they're everywhere all the time. And in 6 years of ham radio, I've never effing seen one of them. Okay? And the other thing they do, every one of their brochures shows teenagers using radios. They don't want teenagers using radios. They hate teenagers on the radio. They actually, all the youth programs are all little paper dragons. They're all like little fake things that they do. I have never seen, like down here, we've got people that talk about how they go to schools and talk about ham radio. When's the last time you went to a school? Well, it's been a while since they've invited us out there. It's been a while since you followed up and did something. You know, you gotta go in there and talk to these schools that are letting you in to talk to these kids. We got to get in these science classes. That's where the disconnect is in ham radio. We got to get into these science classes, and we got to get in there and say, look, this is science. This is fun. You know, this is, I don't know, we got to make science sexy again. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I got a friend of mine that's got a hat that says "Make Ham Radio Great Again," and I'm like, you know, I get that. It's almost like I want to break it and fix it. I want to just like totally gut it and start over. The problem is too many people still give money to the ARRL. They blindly, well, they're $59 and I no longer get a printed magazine, but you know what? They're the only one looking out for our bandwidth out there. And since they're the only ones looking for our bandwidth, I'm as afraid that if I don't support them that we'll lose all of our operating bandwidth and my radio will suddenly become a boat anchor, and that's what I'm worried about. Give me a break. Give me a break. I don't see them doing anything. Yeah, they talk about all the shit they do, but geez, and the logbook of the world, I got a thing on the bottom of my email. It says, I use logbook of the world where frustration is guaranteed. Um, it went down for like 2 months. Do you remember that? Oh my God. These guys are like amateur hour. Anyway, they were there. Did you guys go over and razz them a little bit for me? I hope so. uh, Red, that's what they do. They get a grant and they immediately give jobs to their friends or whatever. And it's like, no, this was a volunteer organization. Could you imagine if we spent that $8 billion budget? If we took that money instead of spending it on all these $300,000 salaries and all this bullshit? When you look at what they make, it's crazy. The numbers, I don't have all the exact zeros and everything, but I know the CEO makes over $340,000 this year, I believe. And I know that for a fact. You know, and it's all donations. It's everything that comes into ARRL is donations, or it's interest on property they own, or whatever. But it's all money that's come from donations at one point or another. And then that money that they get in donations, about 53% of it directly goes to salaries and benefits of the staff leaders and the CEOs. He's live in China. China's great. It's beautiful. You know. Okay, let's see here. We haven't heard a lot. I did just read through. You can run the video back about 20 minutes. I just read through a lot of the towns on the west side and talked about what's going on in each town, including Montego Bay, Black River, And I spoke about what's going on in each town, so you can run the video back. I'm getting ready to sign off, guys. I normally stay on late. I can't. I got to get up early tomorrow. I've got a very busy day tomorrow. I'm literally going to go try to go to bed right now so I can get up, and I'm going to set my alarm for 5 a.m. I'm going to come in here, tear all this shit out, and load it all up. I got 3 cases down here ready to go. I got 3 of those hard cases, and the computer, everything gets loaded in the car, and um, and then that way when I go to work tomorrow night, I'll be ready to go. And then when I get back, I park facing out. I'm ready to go, and I get up at 3 in the morning. And as soon as I can get my shower, a lot of times I'm out by 3:30, and I'm on the road. I'm assholes and elbows, man. You have no idea. When I travel, I'm serious. I'm not a morning person. It's the one time I get up early is when I have road to clear, road to cover, because I want to put those first 2 hours behind me before the traffic gets bad. Um, yeah, no problem, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We had a great crowd tonight. Thank you. And remember, strange schedule coming up. I know I'm going to post something in the next day or so that explains my broadcast schedule, and I'll put it up on both my community channels, community pages on both channels, and on Discord. You can check the general tab on Discord for my announcements, and you can also check either of the community tabs on either of our channels. And I also post news articles and things like that. And so does Junior and a bunch of other folks. So you guys can go there and see what's going on. You can respond. We can argue. There is no political tabs on there. I'm really not inviting a lot of political on there. So let's just kind of not, there's just, for right now, let's just not. We'll do everything else on there. I got space weather. I got science. I got all kinds of neat stuff on there. But I did purposely leave the politics off, just so you guys know, only because I don't want Discord to live up to its name. Let me just put it that way. All right, that's what we got. And yep, I will see you guys tomorrow. I may be dark tomorrow. I may not be on at all tomorrow. I don't know. I literally may not be on at all tomorrow. It's rare that I go a whole day without coming on. But tomorrow is just too much. It's too much, too much, too late. And so I'm probably going to take a bye tomorrow, and then you'll see me on the live drive about noon on Friday, okay? And I'll see you guys then. And then lots of broadcasting this coming weekend. So thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, I know. It's going to get cold. I think we're going to get a really early winter up there. And there's a chance of some frost and snow. I'm at about 2,800 feet. Where my cabin is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yes, I am bringing the white internet box. I was going to call you about that the next day or so. Oh. All right, Jerry. Well, thank you very much, Tammy. Thank you. I will. I'll be careful. Aspra. Apsara. I don't know, guys. I try. Safe journey. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah. Okay. The Freedom Compass. I like that. Um, well, I do appreciate it, VTX. I can send you the money. All right, yeah, we'll figure this all out. But yeah, thank you very much. I would appreciate that, actually, if you could do that. Um, yep. All right, guys. Well, there you go. And like I said, I do update the community pages and I do update the Discord. I'm going to eventually add more social media. I don't want to, but I'm going to. I'm, I'm being honest. I hate social media. But I also need to be involved in social media. So we started with Discord because Junior uses Discord and several other of my guys use Discord. And I wanted to go ahead and start with something that we know. And so that's where we're at. But we're going to be adding more to it. And we're going to be doing I eventually here I'm going to pay a service to do cross posting and stuff like that. So we're going to take care of all that. If anybody is into any of that, let me know because I could use a little bit of tutoring on setting up that kind of stuff. So anyway, all right. Well, everybody have a good night. Car, you guys up there have a good night. I appreciate you coming in. Victor, Deploribus, have a good night. Gator Fitz, thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, she's my co-host, and she doesn't say anything, so it's pretty cool. She meows, but there's no actual vocal that comes out of her mouth. It's mostly just I can see her meowing. So I've learned to read lips because she just has really no voice. Um, yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. Um, it's been fun tonight, and I'm gonna have fun on vacation. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing some different kinds of broadcasting that I'm used to. So, all right, guys, everybody live from North Fort Myers. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, and this is the Sights and Sounds of Earth, and we're broadcasting live from North Fort Myers, from my little studio behind the house. And we are going to be heading out to Georgia. We'll see you guys on Friday around noon for the live drive. We'll see you there. Have a good one, everybody. Say good night. Say good night. 7 threes, everybody. 7 threes. Have a good one. We'll see you later.